Hey guys, so earlier this week I announced that we'll be having our first ever Q&A episode. Good morning guys, so this week I intend to do a Q&A episode, so if you have any question about music, pop culture and everything that's happening in society, just shoot me your question via Twitter using the hashtag VibesWVictor and I'll definitely answer all of it. Now the questions have been collated and Chuxia will be reading them one after the other. My name is Victor and this is Vibes with Victor.
Here's the first question. What's your say on quick breakout of artists from their record labels to start theirs?
Now the problem with record labels, especially in this part of the world, is that most of them have not been able to evolve. They're not necessarily in a battle with ungrateful artists, even though that's the case sometimes, but they're actually in a battle with all the opportunities that the digital era presents. In 2018, I did an absolute breakdown on the fiasco between record labels and musicians. You should definitely check it out. Now back to it. The reason why most people join record labels is because they lack startup capital, the network to play in the mainstream, or because they're in need of a respectable covering. And the truth is, for any smart artist who has been able to score at least 2 hit songs within a period of time, capital, network, or a third-party covering is no longer a problem, hence their decision to exit a label. For example, under YBNL, Adekunle Gold released a number of hit songs and dropped a successful album in 2 years. Now, within this window, he was able to build a respectable image, establish a network, and save enough to independently sustain his career. Now, think about it. Would you want to be in a situation where 70% of all your income from record sales, performances, and endorsement deals go to the pocket of another person when you stand a good chance of grinding independently and retaining the lion's share? That's exactly what's happening. Now, given this reality, record labels have to reinvent their operations. You can run a 360 deal on the short term, but operate like an agency in the long term, right? So most of these artists who even leave their labels, they still have needs in the areas of branding, business development, and management. If an artist is able to be successful to the point where the labels have been able to recoup their investment, the smart thing is to let them off a 360 deal and operate with them based on the new services that they require. Otherwise, the record label versus musician drama is never going to stop.
Second question. I have just listened to the new Davido and Casanova song. Why do American rappers not collaborate with Nigerian rappers the same way they are working with Nigerian singers?
The reason why American rappers do not collaborate with Nigerian rappers as much as they collaborate with Nigerian pop stars is because from a marketing perspective, it is a much smarter decision. If you want to penetrate or establish your footing in a new region, you have to identify with what they care about the most or what they interact with the most. In Nigeria, Afropop is the dominant genre. In the global space, it is distinct and it stands out as a more original sound. That is why British and American rappers are working with Nigerian singers. That is why R&B singers and EDM singers are collaborating with our pop stars, right? Culturally, it is good for diversity. Sonically, it reduces monotony, and of course, economically, it is more profitable. Think about it. Between a Jamaican rapper and a Jamaican dancehall artist, who would you rather collaborate with? The dancehall artist, of course.
Here's the third question. Since Wizkid is supporting Banky W, do you think Banky can win in the forthcoming elections?
Wizkid? Wizkid? Come on, guys. Okay, let me get to it. A lot of artists seem to think that the world revolves around their Twitter accounts. Yeah. Right? When Banky announced his intention to run for office, I'm sure Wizkid endorsed him via Twitter. But exactly how far does that go? And this is not even peculiar to Wizkid. As a people, we are very reactive. We are not proactive at all. We react after events have occurred and do very little or nothing to influence the outcome of events before they occur. Let me tell you what support would have looked like. In December, 20,000 people gathered at Eko Atlantic City for Wizkids Made in Lagos festival, and Starboy did not use that platform to urge his fans to vote for Banky W. In the same December, over 3,000 people gathered at Eko Convention Center for Wizkid VIP experience, and guess what? Banky was there, but Wizkid did not use that platform to endorse Banky. If in the space of 2 weeks, 23,000 people came out to see Wizkid in the neighborhood where Banky is running for office, and Wizkid did not use that platform to endorse Banky, what exactly do you mean by support? I don't know how much Wizkid has done for Banky during the course of his elections behind the scene, but if Wizkid has supported Banky beyond Twitter, I'm sure Banky would have an ascendancy.
Here's the last question. Judging by the kind of music that they put out, I've realized that apart from Falz, most Nigerian musicians don't even care about the masses. Why is that?
Now, the thing is, not everybody is going to be a conscious artist. In fact, if every artist begins to make conscious music, we are all going to hate it. That's why they say variety is the spice of life. Even when Fela was making politically charged music, in this time, some of his colleagues were making jolly and feel-good, high-life music, because balance is the key. Secondly, we are all products of our upbringing. Falz is well-versed and sings about social justice because it comes from a home where human rights is a core value. Davido always sings about riches and wealth because where it comes from, money is the language. Adekunle Gold always sings about humility because it comes from a place of a very humble beginning. We find Olamide always champion street culture because it comes from the street, and that is what shapes his value system. You know, now I didn't say that to validate unhealthy ideas, but to help you understand that all our actions are predicated on the information that we possess. And it is important that we identify the dysfunctionality in our upbringings and try to adopt better values. Lastly, a lot of these artists are not going to sing about these issues because they are understandably scared. You don't want to hurt your pockets, number one, and you don't want to get on the wrong side of the powers that be. Remember, not everybody has the kind of legal backing that Falz has. Alright, I guess that's a wrap. So guys, thank you for watching. If you have any other question you want us to address, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And if you want to object anything that has been said in this episode, also leave a comment in the comment section. My name is Victor and it's always a pleasure to vibe with you. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.